My name is Kathy Powell, and this is my final teaching assignment for Religion 330. The scriptures that I have chosen to expound upon, to instruct upon this evening, is 1 John 3:16 through 18, and it reads as such. By this we know that he has laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brothers. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth. Now, the theme of this passage is love in action. God's love toward us is exemplified to our fellow man when we live in love. To live a proper and balanced Christian life, we must model God's love by loving one another. We must fellowship with one another in love. 1 John 3:16 elaborates on the theme, and that it explains how we learn true love. Jesus exemplified true love for man when he laid down his life for mankind. But God commended his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8, King James Version. Jesus Christ is our example of true love. True love to our fellow man is illustrated by the love Jesus Christ showed toward us. Just as Jesus laid down his life for us, we ought to lay down our lives for our brother. 1 John 3:17 elaborates on the theme, and that it explains what the love of God does not look like. How can we say that we have the love of God in us and we do not open our hearts to our brothers and sisters in need? We should show compassion to our fellow man. If they are in need, we should help them. 1 John 3:18 elaborates on the theme in that it sums up the whole duty of man. Jesus summarized the 10 Commandments for his disciples into 2 commandments. These scriptures are found in Matthew 22:36 through 40, King James Version. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these 2 commandments. John admonished his disciples to not love in word nor tongue, but to love in deed and in truth. In other words, don't just say you love me, show me you love me. Put it in action. We are admonished to show love to everyone from this passage of scripture. Love should be the motive for all we do. It should be a lifestyle. We should love one another to the point of laying down our lives. We should love in deed and in truth. Our love should be of action and not merely words. We should love others as we love ourselves. This type of love is sacrificial. It is defined as making the health, happiness, and growth of another person as important as your own. It seeks the highest good for others. This type of love is agape, and it finds its source only in God. We know this type of love because Jesus laid down his life for us. We are commanded in this passage to love in deed and in truth. We are not only compelled to show the love of God to others in need, but to be sincere in our actions. It should not be done grudgingly or out of necessity. We should not love others expecting something in return. We must understand what this type of love looks like in our everyday life. Wilkerson said, the role of a teacher is to clarify to the students what this principle would look like if they obeyed it either in their character or their conduct. Jesus exemplified this type of love always, and he should be our role model. This principle can be applied to different people in different settings and stages of life. For example, a married couple could decide to spend their time on the weekends working in the prison ministry by bringing the gospel behind the prison wall. A single young man may choose to volunteer at a food pantry on the weekends helping to stock the shelves. A group of women may decide to prepare Easter baskets for children living in a local battered women's shelter in their hometown. A group of teenage boys and girls may decide to fellowship with local boys and girls in a group home and minister to them by sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ and food during the holidays. An older man can share his wisdom of gardening with a group of young children during the summer by teaching them to grow vegetables in a community garden. A rich man can establish a homeless shelter in his hometown. All these acts of kindness to others in need exemplify the love of God. We are the eyes, ears, hands, and feet of Jesus. The world sees God through us. We must show or demonstrate the love of God in deed and in truth. I think that I demonstrate this principle in service to the young people in my church. I am the president of the local and district Sunshine Band. This organization works with children between the ages of 6 and 12. In my local church, I work with the children on Thursday nights in Bible study and on Sunday morning in children's church. During the summer, I work with the children on the district level in our Ames Auxiliary and Ministry service. I try to prepare interesting and engaging lessons and activities about the Word of God to stimulate and motivate and challenge the young people's mind. It is our endeavor in the Sunshine Band to assist the parents by imparting spiritual knowledge to the children. Our motto is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This passage was written to show us, that is, 1 John 3:16-8, the love of God in our lives and in Jesus' life and death, and lead us to exemplify and apply the same principle to our everyday lives. The Word of God gives revelation on how we should live. God desires that our lives be changed and transformed into the image of Christ. We should strive for Christ-likeness, to be like Jesus, to be like Jesus. Oh, I long to be like him, so meek and lowly, humble and holy. Oh, I long to be like him, to be like Jesus. Oh, to be like Jesus. Oh, I long to be like him, so meek and lowly, humble and holy. Oh, I long to be like him.